We had a great quarterback in Mike Lennon, and then with the new coaching staff and Coach Cannon and Coach Dorn, we running the spread, no huddle offense. Questions about who our quarterback gonna be, but we got 4 great candidates, and they all great guys to play quarterback.
As a wide receiver, how fun is it to be in an offense like that? Because it seems like everybody who plays it loves it.
It's great because it puts you in space. It gives you more opportunity to make plays as a wide receiver. It gives you more chances to have the ball in your hand. Our Coach Cannon, the offensive coordinator, his favorite line is "players play." He put the best players on the field. He makes sure that the best athletes on the field have space to play with the football.
Y'all have had a couple of great quarterbacks in recent years, but how tough is the quarterback transition?
The list goes on, from Jamie, that was Torrey Holt's quarterback, to Phillip Rivers, to Russell Wilson, to Mike Lennon. The list is just long. And coming into this season with the questions in the air, Pete Thomas, Manny Stalker, Brandon Mitchell, and Brian Sherrish, they all great guys. They look out for one another. They hang out with each other. Just great guys. They push each other to see who's going to win the starting job.
Do you have any idea who might end up being the quarterback, and what's the possibility that more than one plays during the course of the season?
I don't know how the coach is going to play the quarterbacks right now. The quarterback situation's up in the air. We leaving it up to the coaches. We pushing each quarterback to do the best job that they can do.
Does it matter who plays quarterback? As a wide receiver, the ball comes out different ways. They all have different styles. Does it matter who plays quarterback?
Not as a receiver, because you always have, no matter where's the ball thrown, you have to make the quarterback look good. So you have to make sure that the quarterback is comfortable with you. So you can't have a receiver out there like, this guy throw the ball bad, I don't really like this guy, because then he won't try as hard. So you always have to embrace all the quarterbacks that's in the system.
Forgive me for forgetting his name, but the transfer from Arkansas, how much have you guys had a chance to work with him during the summer, get to know him, and kind of get a feel for what he can do?
Brandon Mitchell, he's the quarterback. He came in at the end of June. He's been a good guy. He's been in the meeting room watching film. The other quarterbacks have been teaching him the offense. He done learned the offense, and he's been throwing with receivers. Getting timing routes down pat. He's competing for his starting job this year also.
What's your impression of Coach Dorn?
Coach Dorn, a great guy. He's very outgoing. He's a good guy to be around. He's a fun guy. He cares about his players a lot.
What's your feeling about the conference expansion with these 2 schools?
I feel good about it. Having great teams like Syracuse, prestigious programs like Pittsburgh, just having those teams to come in the 2014 with Louisville adding, and having to play Notre Dame 5 times a year. The commissioner doing a great job adding great programs into the conference.
Rashard, it seems like when NC State, when the expectations are highest, it seems like that's when NC State has its most trouble. But when the bar is set low, NC State kind of always seems to overachieve.
We're just talking about quarterback.
The fact that not a whole lot of people are really expecting a lot of you guys, does that work in your favor?
It does, because sometimes you like being the underdog. Sometimes you like having the target on your back. But we just have to come out and work every day. You have to work. You have to push each other. You have to push yourself to be the greatest player you can be. Also, as pushing your team as a leader, like me and Dante's standpoint, being senior leaders, we have to also be great followers. Because to be a great leader, you got to be a great follower. We have to take coaching from each other as long as coaching and bringing the other guys along.
You guys, go ahead. How's the incoming freshman Braylon Cherry looking?
Braylon Cherry, he's a good guy. He came in January. He learned the offense. He can help us a lot. He understanding the playbook. He understands what he needs to do to have opportunity to play this year.
Rashard, you talked about a little bit what Brett said about the last few years. NC State has won games like Florida State, where you guys were counted out by a lot of people, and lost games to a down BC or a down Virginia team. How do you guys make sure your senior year as a leader, you guys beat the teams that you're expected or quote unquote supposed to beat? How do you guys, start doing that at a better, more consistently, and just make sure you go out on a good note?
we main thing we talked about going into the new staff is that every player went to the new staff saying we was inconsistent. We've been more inconsistent. That's our biggest thing. We inconsistent. So coming in with the new staff, like that's all we worried about, being consistent, consistency, working hard, making sure that we win those games that quote unquote that you're supposed to win, games against teams that you name or other teams. It's just we have to come out and work every day though. We can't take no team lightly, because for us to go, every team want to win the ACC championship, every team want to go undefeated. But in order for you to go undefeated, you have to win game one. So we taking a step at a time.
You feel like you guys are?
I'm sorry, you looking forward to being a leader?
Yes, sir. The opportunity to lead a football team is unbelievable. Like, not too many people have that chance to be that vocal leader or that leader by example. Just having the opportunity from Coach O'Brien, having the opportunity from Coach Doran, and being we started this council called the Leadership Council, where we took 2 players from each position and we formed together for leaders on the team.
You like that leadership council? How's that work?
It works good. You know, we come together, we meet about certain things, as far as like how hard we going in the weight room to what type of food we like for breakfast. You know, we just talk about everything. And being the seniors on the leadership council, we coming together as a senior group, also bringing other freshmen, the underclassmen along, so we could come as one team.
By the ambiance and support you get from the student body at state, how meaningful would it be to have that special year where, say, you compete for an ACC title in Charlotte, or you're going to the Orange Bowl or something of that ilk? How meaningful would that be?
With our fan base, it'd be an unbelievable feeling. And when we play at home, our student section, like, it's the best feeling in the world, having our student section behind us. We got the opportunity to go to the ACC championship game. Being that the ACC championship game is in Charlotte, that our student body could get there. You know, it's a close proximity, and it'd be like another home game. We just got to come out and work every day, though. We got to take it one game at a time. We got to make sure that we win game 1 before we play in game 13.